Coming up in this week's episode of Coast News, the opening date for a brand new themed land at Paultons Park has officially been revealed, and a once popular amusement park in the north is now up for sale. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Coast News, and as always got some amazing news from different theme parks, rides, attractions and events all over the world. So let's get straight into the news today. Now, top story for tonight, Paultons Park revealed the opening date for Valgard, Realm of the Vikings. And I'm actually so excited to see this brand new land open because it's probably one of the biggest new additions to Paultons Park they've ever built, and also one of the most ambitious things that they've introduced at the park as well. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically Paultons Park is an amusement park located in Romsey near Southampton in England. Home to over 70 rides and attractions, the park is set to expand yet again with a brand new themed land in 2026. Valgard, Realm of the Vikings was announced at Paultons Park's Superfans event in May 2025. This new land is set to be home to 3 rides, including a retheme of the park's Gerstlauer bobsled coaster, Cobra, which will be renamed to Raven. The land is also set to introduce the UK's first ART engineering wild swing ride, named Wild Swing, and a brand new Gerstlauer Eurofighter called Drakon. Drakon will be the first coaster at Paultons Park to feature inversions, including a stall element. A brand new children's play area and a new restaurant will also open as part of the brand new area. In the last few days, the entire Wild Swing ride was constructed, and major track and support sections for Drakon have gone into place. Paultons Park have also confirmed that Valgard will officially open on the 16th of May 2026. So yeah, there you have it. Paultons Park have now released an official opening date for this brand new themed land. It's opening in May next year, specifically on the 16th of May, May is generally around the time that they tend to open their newer attractions, like say earlier this year, for example, Ghost of the Madder, the new Mack Rides gameplay theatre, that opened in late May 2025. I think it was at some point towards the end of May this year. And it was the same last year when they opened Splash Lagoon, which is the new kids log flume ride in the dinosaur area that opened in May 2024. So this opening in May 2026 sort of fits in with that general timeline with Paultons Park of building their brand new attractions. And this, like I said, this is one of the most ambitious new things that Paultons Park have ever built, mainly because it's includes their first major thrill coaster to feature inversions. So that's going to be absolutely crazy when it does open. And yeah, the whole future of Paultons Park is very bright, and they've also got a brand new attraction opening in 2027 as well. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's going to have something to do with water, so maybe a Mack water coaster or some sort of water attraction, definitely. We'll have to wait and see, and until then, I can't wait for Valgard to open on the 16th of May next year. In other news today, Lightwater Valley is officially up for sale, and we sort of saw this coming. The signs were there with how the park was being treated and sort of ran by Brighton Peer Group over these last few years. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically Lightwater Valley is an amusement park located in Ripon, North Yorkshire. Operating since 1969, it was once renowned as being one of the best amusement parks in the north of England, with iconic attractions such as Raptor Attack and the Ultimate, which was once the longest roller coaster in the world. In June 2021, Lightwater Valley was purchased by Brighton Peer Group for £5 million. The company had taken the park in a completely new direction by making all attractions at Lightwater Valley aimed at small children ages 3 and under. This involved the removal of every single thrill ride at Lightwater Valley, including the Ultimate, which had been standing but not operating since 2019 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The last thrill ride to be removed from Lightwater Valley was Eagle's Claw, a KMG afterburner which closed in 2024. This new direction was met with heavy negative reception from fans of Lightwater Valley, particularly with the removal of the Ultimate. In October 2025, Lightwater Valley was found on Rightmove, listed as for sale for £3 million. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole Brighton peer group era for Lightwater Valley. Now, I've never been to Lightwater Valley, not in like sort of its sort of prime era when it was at its peak, or in recent times where it's sort of on the decline. But you know, Brighton peer group selling it was kind of going to happen anyway, because like the way that they've been sort of stripping loads of assets from the park, so many things that made the park so beloved and iconic, they removed pretty much all of that in favour of newer sort of smaller attractions aimed for children 3 and under. But as such, there's not really, from what I've heard, there's not really anything left to do at Lightwater Valley for anyone over the age of 7. So yeah, I don't know what they've been doing, but it doesn't sound good. But like now it's on sale for £3 million on Rightmove. So it's just I don't think there's been any bids placed on the park yet. But you know, whoever buys it next, it depends who buys it, because this could either mark the start of like Lightwater Valley's comeback in the UK theme park industry, or it could be like the final nail in the coffin for the park. We'll have to wait and see. In other news today, Kentucky Kingdom have announced their next major roller coaster, and yeah, this actually looks like a really good addition to the park, and I'm interested to see how it'll actually physically look when it opens up next season. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically Kentucky Kingdom have announced plans for their next major attraction. Flying Fox will be a Vekoma suspended family coaster set to open in 2026. Costing $14 million to construct, Flying Fox will be Kentucky Kingdom's 6th roller coaster, making the park one of the most roller coasters in the state of Kentucky. Flying Fox will stand 65 feet tall, reach a maximum speed of 37 miles per hour, and travel over 1,380 feet of track. So yeah, not much else is known about this ride other than it's being a Vekoma suspended family coaster. So think something along the lines of Fly to the Pterosaur at Paultons Park, or Dragon roller coaster at Energylandia, something like that. And this is the first roller coaster they've actually built since 2019, with the last one being Kentucky Fly, which was I think it was a Gravity Group wooden coaster. It was either the Gravity Group wooden coaster that opened in 2019. That was, by the time Flying Fox opens, it will have been 7 years since their last coaster. So it's great to see that they're actually getting new roller coasters again. Yes, it is just a family coaster, but it'll still be a great addition to the park nonetheless. And it looks to have some really great like theming around that whole area, particularly like the station building and the whole landscaping of it. It actually looks really good. Now we don't know when it's going to open next year, but I assume construction will be beginning soon, because they've only just announced it like this week, I think. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this brand new Flying Fox roller coaster looks like when it opens next year. And finally in the news today, Speed No Limits is now being dismantled at Oakwood Theme Park. And we know this was going to happen eventually, but I'm surprised they've only just got around to actually starting this whole demolition process, not just of Speed, but of basically a lot of the attractions at Oakwood. But if you don't know what's going on, basically Oakwood Theme Park was an amusement park located in Pembrokeshire, Wales. First opening in 1987, the park permanently closed in 2024 due to financial struggles. In September 2025, RL Parks had actually offered to purchase Oakwood from its current owners, Aspro Parks, for £250 million. However, Aspro Parks declined the offer, confirming that Oakwood was not for sale. In October, drone photos of the site confirmed that several attractions at Oakwood were being removed, including Speed No Limits, a Gerstlauer Eurofighter which first opened at Oakwood in 2006. Thankfully, this is not the end of the attraction's operating life, as Speed is being relocated to Walligator Sud-Quest in France, where it is set to reopen in 2026. So yeah, this was inevitable. Ever since the park announced its permanent closure, it was inevitable that these vibes are going to be removed. There was some hope that they might actually be able to there was literally some hope that they would reopen at some point, maybe with new owners in maybe a year or two. But no, the park is all the rides are being completely dismantled. It's not just speed that's being removed. There are several attractions, including the hydro water ride, which had permanently closed long before the permanent closure of Oakwood. So that was going to be removed anyway. But interestingly, Megaphobia, the iconic Custom Coasters International wooden coaster, has not actually been touched yet. But from what I've heard, it is doubtful that the ride will be relocated because it's a 29, nearly 30-year-old wooden coaster built on very specific terrain areas. And from what I've heard, to relocate Megaphobia would cost a lot more than it did to actually physically build the ride. And it will be a lot more difficult to relocate it. So I'm afraid the sad truth is that Megaphobia is likely to be permanently scrapped, which sounds like a real shame because I never went to Oakwood, but I've heard a lot about Megaphobia and its legendary status in the UK theme park community, because it was renowned as the best wooden coaster in the UK. Even after the likes of Wicker Man opened at Alton Towers, it was still praised as being the best wooden roller coaster that the whole UK had to offer. So it's a shame that the ride is never going to reopen, from what I know of. But at least it operated for such a long time before the park shut. And it's a good thing that Speed is being relocated to another park, even if it's in another country. At least that ride will still continue to operate for hopefully many more years to come, just for a different audience. So that is it for this week's episode of Coast News. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, then please make sure to like and subscribe, and comment what you'd like to see in the next video. Goodbye.